Welcome. Why did I say it like that? Welcome to the second act of Universe Zero, Finding the Organizer. Spoiler alert, they don't actually find it yet. We've kind of got like a beat that thing going where they just kind of look for an entire game, but for the fourth act or so, hopefully. I like making a self-awareness joke here. Like, I'm sure we'll find out by the fourth act. I guess it's sort of like starting the search or something. Anywho, this was supposed to go up. This wasn't supposed to start until a week from now. Yeah, supposed to. So, awkward silence. One thing that's changed is the way the episodes are going to work. Instead of 4 races, there will now be 3 slightly longer races per episode. And the final episode is 2 longer still races. And if you look on the driver standings there, it already lists all the 15 drivers. Have myself, Alex returns as that does, Burn, XD3, 16 Angels, Danny, Otto von Diesel makes his first appearance. Now, whether or not I think he's kind of ambiguous here. It's like I think it might be a temporal. No, not temporal, not temperate. Temporal is related to time, temperates are related to climate. Temporary alliance between the drivers here. It's just so that he can find the reason he's here and who interrupted his plans. Metacog and SoFast have swapped cars. Metacog, well, didn't actually take SoFast's car, but SoFast does have Metacog's kind of classic-looking car. Metacog found a new toy. Gearhead returns and is still rocking the heavyweight class. Slightly improved heavyweight, mind you, but slightly. The governor is here. 16 Angels finally found him around the Nordschleife parked trying to maintain his car because, guess what? For some reason, whoever brought him here gave him a faulty car. That's awkward. But luckily, Governor's experience that he's always been known for helped him figure out what was wrong. We also have 2 inconspicuous drivers. One who I don't expect to do terribly well, and the other one who I expect to do kind of average. The Governor I expect to be the new XT3 as far as, like, he's a wild card. He could be back in 12th, for all we know. He might actually even challenge for, like, top 5 or 6, depending on where he starts in the race. The Weirdo in White. Where to start on this guy? He's a little eccentric, a bit old as well. He's an inventor by heart, as I guess most eccentric old people seem to be in anything you look at or watch. He was in his office trying to, invent stuff. He was too busy inventing stuff. That's a quote right there. But no. It's a Velocity X quote. He was inventing a new item, invention, I suppose, when he is suddenly teleported to Milan, Italy. Which, for those who don't know, which is probably like the 2 of you that could ever watch this besides me, Milan is not far from Monza, like just a few hundred, just like actually a couple miles actually away from Monza. And so he sees the other drivers on Monza, since of course he just conveniently gets teleported there during the race, and decides, I'm going to use this sedan in the parking lot outside this pizza place I'm eating at, and go join them and see what's going on. We have Blossom, one of the 3 Powerpuff Girls, who was searching for her missing sisters when she has suddenly winked away to a location very close to that of Silverstone. So she was actually the first to get teleported around. She, of course, sees all of this racing and is, well, partially confused, but then quickly notices, oh hey, if I look behind me is a luxury sports car made by a company called Mercedes. Wonder if maybe there's a reason for that being here. And she's a smart one, so she quickly figures out, oh, I'm supposed to probably drive that, aren't I? Since it has her name on it, I don't think really it takes a genius to figure that part out. And of course she's racing not only to figure out why she's here or who put her here, also to try and find her sisters, who now she believes she has found who brought them here. Or who took them away from her, rather. Because they're not here. And really, who knows where they are? They could be in Australia, they could be in Germany, they could be in Central America, for all we know. And then the final driver, the delivery guy. You see, after the first championship ended, Danny ordered some victory pizza. And as he hangs up the phone after ordering aforementioned pizza, instead of, being delivered the normal way in 30 minutes or less, it's literally like 30 seconds after he hangs up that in a bright flash of light appears a beat up old modified Toyota AE86. And stepping out of the car is a pizza guy with the correct kind of pizza that Danny had ordered. And, after the pizza is when the delivery guy decides to share his story of he lives in Japan. Hence the old Japanese, hatchback car. And is really confused as to how in the world he ended up in Germany. And that's when the Hot Wheels drivers give him a bit of a data dump as to why he's in Germany instead of Japan. And the delivery guy claims he's a talented driver, but this is my own car, and it's not that great compared to some of these vehicles that you guys have. I mean, come on, that guy over there has a Ferrari. What am I supposed to do with that? Alex knowingly chuckles, because, of course, that's his car, and, thinks and tells him, you know what? I bet you if you do well enough, if you impress us, you might get into the next Suntrack Challenge. And then you'll get to drive a real car. Yeah, I don't think the delivery guy liked that sentence, so now he's got something to prove. So that's one reason why he drives. Other than that, it's of course, like everyone else, to find the organizer or whoever brought them here. The organizer, of course, being the kind of default name for the person that brought them here that is, of course, unknown. Raceman has showed up in this Japanese sports car, since that's apparently a character, but prefers to watch. So, after 10 minutes of ranting, we finally get into the loading screen for the first race. Brief cut there. I just coughed like heck, and you don't want to hear that in the mic. That's kind of like my cut uncut button. I just bring up the PlayStation's quick menu. Now you'll notice too that extended preview. I know it wasn't a typo when I missed the E. It just seemed cooler in my head. That doesn't spoil anything lore-wise, other than unless you don't want to see the cars. The cars aren't what matters. What does matter is who drives them, and that video doesn't really reveal them at all. And here we are on the eve of the first race. I think I might have made a handful of changes. Maybe since the last video where I showed the default choice. 7 laps are on my favorite racetrack in the game, in Barcelona. Let's get a view from the governor's perspective. He's new here. You see up there is the weirdo in white, and on the pole they put the delivery guy. So all the new drivers start in the top 7. Let's see where they finish, shall we? Governor gets an Italian luxury car. The weirdo, who had not revealed his name, has a German 4-wheel drive sports car. The delivery guy has this kind of underpowered, well, delivery car. And Blossom has a Mercedes, and is already making contact. Not much contact, not burn levels of contact, but contact. Speaking of burn, he is one of, I believe, 4 drivers to stay in the exact same car they had before. Along with Danny, 16 Angels, and that. Everyone else has in some way changed their vehicle. Otto struggling in the early going here. He's got a vehicle similar to Dr. Justice, and he's kind of the spiritual successor in that regard. Some drivers are missing. Wheeler is taking a break. He hurt his arm while he was in the last race, so he just had he's just kind of told that the liver guy can kind of take his spot. He didn't do bad. He's only lost 5 positions on the first lap. So fast. I see he's yeah, this retirement doesn't suit him. As you can see, he is taking the money and run here. I suppose it helps too. He has a new car. It's been proven by Metacog that it's capable of doing, you know, pretty significant performances here. Alex in his improved Vulture ripoff. Now, the weirdo in white doesn't have the greatest top speed. Granted, he's also comparing it to a time attack car and a Ferrari. Now, of course, for excitement, this eccentric scientist is no stranger to the concept. And he even said himself, he kind of wishes he had a little more exciting car. This thing doesn't really look necessarily that exciting from the outside. And being 4-wheel drive, it's not exciting to try and keep under control either, like, say, the delivery guy's AE86. The Golden Tetrad are 6th and 7th, even though the governor's car isn't really golden. It's silver. Wonder if the organizer's trying to say something there. Delivery guy, I fully expect will kind of fall back pretty well here. This car isn't entirely capable. I didn't think mine would, though. I made mine faster. The Gearhead is a different, bigger SUV, but it also has more power. Basically, he went from Super Tune to Mega Duty in that regard. Though, Mega Duty was not and probably never will be teleported, and normal switchback. Hmm. Yeah, it's not the fastest car. I never said it was. It's capable of not being... It's better, it's an improvement, for sure. And I guess we'll see what SoFast can make out of this new ride in the future. As for now, though, she is determined to find something. Blossom is. Meanwhile, these three back here are dueling heavily. Like Stanley and SoFast, of course, you know, plenty of experience, plenty of skill, different driving styles, albeit, but all, of course, popular mainstays of the Hot Wheels series. As is, of course, 16 Angels in its own way, but... Angels is integral more in the way of like relevance to the plot, though, more so than the other characters here. As is that, of course, being related and of course being teammates that separated. XT3 makes his way up the field with a good pass on Otto, who I think had to overcook it into that corner. As the two Lotus cars are kind of stuck here. Yeah, the delivery guy, he wasn't lying when he said his car suffered from, like, you know, ability. Now, because I guess the organizer knew exactly who they were bringing here, the gas pedal is closer to where, you know, Blossom is sitting. Otherwise, she's like, what, 2 feet tall, and she would never be able to reach the pedals of any kind of car. Wojciechowski definitely won out of that conflict, that's for sure. Is the Angels getting any closer to them? It doesn't seem like they are, or like he is. I haven't checked up a Metacog in a while. I think the weirdo. Hence, I think it has been easier to just call him the scientist. Or something. Or the inventor. Anyway. The weirdo, I think, is creating a train of automobiles here. Just a plain train of automobiles. Funny joke? No, it isn't. So I think the general rundown of the different cars. I don't really know how to compare this Mercedes to anything else. The race. I hope that it does not, and I hope that maybe Blossom was just kind of tapping into like the early going energy that kindergartners are known to have. Metacog with the fastest... What is that? That is 3 seconds faster. Metacog must be on optimum powered mode here or something. Danny has been held up by SoFast. This is what 16 Adels and Metacog get near them as Danny still struggles to find a way around the veteran. Burn has overtaken the weird. As my mic lags a bit there, sorry about that. This controller, which the mic is plugged into, has seen better days, and I think the microphone port is evidence of this. again, we have a nice train going on here, and no one's ever getting around each other. XC3 has taken abuse, or at least its rear bumper has, and I think Otto is to blame as he gets back around him. Alex, as is perhaps to be expected, has not really made many inroads on catching the Powerpuff Girl up ahead. Let's compare top speeds here. So as Wolfsman has to brake for the corner, she can get to almost 160. She can get to 160. The Ferrari of Alex gets over that, but I don't think by much, and definitely not by enough. So fast does get to 150, which I would think he can get to higher than that, but. And we now have a 4-car group going through the part of the course. Getting so fast. Danny, 16 years old, Metacog. Danny makes errors going through the 3rd corner. 16 Angels, Metacog will take advantage of that. Will he? Let's go back here. Who else is being held up here? Oh, the governor has broken around him. XT3 has just been, like, mugged for his points and position. Alex and Blossom were about even. The problem was that Alex started in second. Oh, I guess he did have to struggle to get around the delivery guy. That might have been excuse as to why Alex is it's not a reason. Used to lag. I really hate this controller at the best of times. It's not always great, that's for sure. No, I'm attacking XC3. Did that damage to his car really do that much? 16-year-olds cannot get back past the go-kart from hell. That is like the collision maybe threw XT3 off of his like game or something, but he is looking like kind of faded right now. Well, a stunning debut for the commander and the leader here. I think I just lost to a kindergarten, you know that? Ooh. So fast, holds on for a podium position. Given what his standard was in the previous events, that is astronomically improving. I think Medicog regrets giving him his car now. Governor also comes in not too bad with 8th place, barely keeping it away from Von Diesel. We're doing white with a damaged vehicle and all, comes in debuting in 11th place. XT3 still struggles. I think the other drivers are just using his inexperience as putting him as like to put a target on him or something. The other guy, well, he tried. I'm gonna be honest here, I don't see that much going well for him. Only he had appeared in the first championship when the car quality wasn't quite as high, but now we have like higher tier vehicles in play, and then this guy gets probably lower than when we started as far as performance goes. Alright, so round 2 returns to the Highlands long course, this time for 4 laps, not just 3. We're already literally halfway through with our episode time, and we still have 2 whole races to get through. After this is 7 laps at, I think, Laguna Seca? It was on the screen like 30 seconds ago. It has occurred to me, and I may try this if we get really pressed for time for the last round. I can actually cut out the loading screen by using the quick menu. If I'm not saying anything, you don't have anything to say, I can do that. I don't quite know what that says there on that sign. It looks like Pike Creek or something, maybe. It's like Pike's Peak. It's like a ripoff, except for... That'd be weird, because Pike's Peak is in, like, central, or west central United States, and Pike Creek, and this track is in Scotland. Your cars are out of the pits, doesn't really matter. Qualifying doesn't actually exist. It's always an interesting start to watch. Oh, good. I'm in last. Exactly what I wanted. See how Blossom... That's not her. See how Blossom tears the field here? I think she and Danny might have the highest top speed. Also just realized Ryan Storm is absent, and he didn't even give a reason for that either. I guess Racecam just left with me. Of course, as we know, Highlands requires a lot of top speed for you to do, like, necessarily well. And I think Danny and Blossom win on that front pretty significantly. As does Alex. Burns is decent. But like, of course the other guys are going to struggle, but XT3 might not necessarily fare too well either. It's a pretty old car. It's like early 90s right there. And of course, so fast, this is an even older car, but that is a 427 horsepower V8, as you can very easily hear. I mean, it has probably like almost 3 times the amount of power as a normal car, and I'm probably almost twice of what XT3's vehicle might have. X3 has the advantage in a corner like this, though, as you can kind of see. Metacog is damaged. Not really quite sure what happened there. Oh, I think I might have just found out. Time for the replay. Oh. We have problems. Danny just cooked it too hard. That had nothing really to do with Metacog. So then why did Metacog get damaged? Hang on now. Oh, I think it might have been Gearhead. Might have hit him a little. Nope. Just tried too hard. It was us too much with their car trying to get up the field quickly. And of course there might be more damage that I know. I do not want to do that. There might be more damaged vehicles that I'm just not seeing. Who knows, really? Yeah, you can see the improvement to Gearhead's speed here in this car compared to his old SUV. Now he's really got the heavyweight spirit here. Oh man, that thing is rolling. That's 180? Wow. Have fun with the cornering though. That's going to kill you. And apparently scare 1680s just a wee bit. That is an impressive SUV there. 180. That almost outran a Corvette. Holy crap, that's a perspective. As there goes Alex. Of course, it takes a while to get there, so it's only good for defending down really long straightaways. But those do exist here. Blossom was clearly involved in that wreck. I don't really know how much, but... yeah, I guess probably a subpar result for Danny here. This car looks sporty. You would think it'd be the same way, but... Discount Exotic just doesn't cut it, I guess. XC3, despite his reduced power compared to some other vehicles, does hold sway in third, though Alex is, you know, there, for like a better wording. Angel's car is also pretty damaged. Come on, I can at least beat the new guys. They're like the worst cars here. There are multiple cars in the pit lane, apparently. Oh, no, that stopped the collision. Just Danny and Raceman. I do get around the delivery guy, who is down probably 100 horsepower on anything else here. Toyotas, man, not everything is Danny's car. And in some cases that might be better. Alex scrapes the wall. That's not going to be good for your car. It's a very expensive lack of judgment. Gearhead holding tight to like what could be his first points in this entire like mini series. I guess would you call this a spin-off? I don't think Blossom is quite where she wants to be. All the damage picked up from Danny's spin probably isn't helping her either. Governor, Otto, and Gearhead are fighting here. Blossom can get 190 out of that thing, even with all of its, like, damage. Alex took the lead? What? Okay, we gotta see these maneuvers here. I just realized I can speed it up too. It's kind of convenient actually. That was actually like pathetically easy. That was really boring as well. It's wasted time. But I could put some thought into like cars that could be the like golden tetrad in games they're not in. The main thing I think of is Velocity X, which has one of the 4 in them in there. In either version. The PS2 version, I think Attitude would work decently well as Governor. 16 Angels could be Jaded, I think. Bedlam might be like a... me say Bedlam is like... I don't know, we'll say, in the case of Velocity X, Gearhead is in Lakester. So that as a result, Bedlam is super tuned. There's only like Mega Duty, Hyperliner, Surf and School Bus, and... I guess I could say it's also just maybe Hyperliner. And then Swoopy Doo, I feel like, is, I think Solvair CX4. As for the GBA version, I think all of those cars minus Solvair are there. No, Jaded's not there. I don't... Skinner's might be Fantastique, I think, possibly. I don't know, it's not really relevant right now. We are watching a race. It's not the most exciting race, though. These two are really the only ones even close to each other making a race out of it. Metacog is trying to get to Alex, but his car is just, like, busted. Which will make that way harder than it has to be. I've seen some damaged cars, and as I said, this track has the strong potential for some good wrecks. Might have been wrong of me to put a bombshell type event in such an early part of the season, or series. This isn't an actual racing series, it doesn't work like that. So now we'll see Blossom make prey out of XC3's low power rating. As this happens, Metacog will also try to get back at Alex. But yeah, Alex's car is just way more powerful than his. Now let's see Blossom try and make some gains here. XC3 might have better acceleration. But yeah, once she hits that 7th gear and stops chickening out, Blossom should pretty easily, yeah, there you go, clear him. 16 Angels clears so fast as well. Caught him lacking significantly. Plus, gets like an extra 15 miles an hour or so down the straightaway. It probably helps. Blossom makes her way towards so fast. There is grass there. Might want to be aware. Judging by the time here, I've been recording for almost 45 minutes. Like 42 or 43. For sure this will be done like the 50-minute mark. Then we'd have like 10 minutes to finish a 7-lap race. And laps there are not going to be sub-minute 20s. I think a lap at Laguna Seca, assuming that's what it is, might take like a minute and a half or so. Meaning we don't have time for 5 laps, and I can't change the number of laps in a race without undoing the entire championship. As Blossom gives a little word of notice to 16 Angels to continue. Again, Blossom seems to be aggressive, though she limits herself. She just gives like little, like, you know, informative collisions, not all-out falcon punches like Byrne would do to, you know, some drivers like XD3, who luckily I think should be safe from his wrath for this race. Maybe the better handling will just let him out brake Byrne so that he could never even think about rear-ending him. I don't know. Blossom clears 16 Angels and probably won't get much further because it is another, like, probably 10 seconds to that. I don't know way of telling you how much it was of a gap. I'm looking at the clock here, my analog clock, and it looks like it moved 10 times, so that's like a 10-second deficit to Metacog for her. Alex uses his significant power to get away, and I think this will just about wrap up the race here as he gets to 190. Metacog will only get to about 160. Blossom will hit like 190 as well almost, so they're about tied in power. Angels might hit 180 with an undamaged car. So fast, I think it's like 165. XC3 will do the same, or whereabouts. That can break 170, which is actually kind of surprising. That must be aerodynamic. The Governor also almost 180. With Burn also reaching 175. You see, Gearhead can actually get pretty rapid too and match everyone else. It just takes so much longer to get there than everyone else. The Wacko in white only gets to like not even 160. Even I outdo it there, not by terribly much. That doesn't sound good. That's something. Otto had a big off. I just looked at that. This vehicle also suffers in top speed, but that might be damage. Some lengthening the gear ratios on this car, because believe me, there's no way the 8.6 would even get over 120 realistically. Let's see if I can catch Otto's failure in the replay at all. No? I guess we'll never know what happened. Well, that is unfortunate. Well, with power boost and with power deficit and 7 rings in hand, Alex will take a almost 5-second victory in the Highlands. Metacog will take a 2nd place. Blossom will complete the podium. 16 Angels will then come in 4th. So fast, will just hold on to 5th place over XT3. Cannot deny that this is definitely an improvement. That comes in 7th. Governor, once again, comes in a traditional 8th position. Burn just behind that in 9th. And as it looks like, Gearhead, through the demise of almost every other character related to his video game, will score his first point in this spin-off here in the Highlands. The Scientist lost 11th to me. Of course, stays in 12th. Though I think the game is mildly confused about that. Of course, the guy had no chance of keeping that, like, track car almost behind him. But Otto comes in a disappointing 13th after having some sort of unseen wreck. It must not even, it was on the previous lap, apparently. Judging by the lap timer. Of course, even with that, his car still wasn't performing that well. Best lap time only being good for like 10th fastest. So yeah, we have 10 minutes, and it is 7 laps around Laguna Seca. May have to split it here. And I think to compensate for that, what I would end up doing, probably, when I split it now, so I'm finalizing that, it'll be a double what? What is that? A double upload tonight. Sorry, Keyblade, I know you're already kind of falling behind, but I never got the chance to record for Saturday morning. So this is Sunday morning, so technically this would be the Saturday morning episode, and then Sunday morning would be part 2, which I'm going to count as part 1, or as part 2, not part, like, 1.5. 'They're recorded at the same session, but there was an official split which I decided on beforehand, and knew that such an occasion would arise, that I would have to. So yeah, this will do it for episode 1. Episode 2 will probably do at least these two, and it might even, probably won't incorporate Vallelunga. I will at some point need to do a 3-race part though. It might be these 3. Monza, Spa, and Nürburgring. And there's the finale, and Mugello. So this will be a 6-parter, possibly. So yeah, that'll be that'll be the it. Just split the videos, you fool.